Hi Anil, how are you?
I'm doing good, Krishna. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing well too. Thanks for asking. So, as a part of our new series, I would that's a reason I have invited you for this interview because we have just started our new series, which is more aligned to have some more discussion and different aspects of WordPress community than the different aspect of multi-collab and insights of the multi-collab and the different feature. So that's the reason I have invited you today. Let's get started with the session and I will get started first with the covering the few section which is more of the multi-collab story than the I think Gutenberg Phase 3 and the roadmap of the Gutenberg Phase 3. So I will first get started like as I know the story of the multi-collab and the definitely team members working with the multi-collab. If you can just share like why did you decide to develop multi-collab? So yeah, over to you.
Yeah. Um, no, we get that question a lot, Kushal. And um, yes, I think we started Multicollab 3 years ago, and it actually came out as a necessity from one of our clients. So, as you know, that the parent company of Multicollab, Multidots, where we do a lot of enterprise WordPress migration and customization. And so we had one of the largest publisher, probably they had 300 or 400 content creators in their team. And so they struggle with creating and publishing content with WordPress um, on time, and the speed and collaboration were the big concerns for them. So they asked us to find a solution for them, and we did a little bit of research and was trying to find some collaboration tools or options that we can um, utilize and implement for this client. uh, Unfortunately, and to my surprise, we couldn't find anything that actually content creators can use while they create a content for more collaboration options. So that is where we decided that we will build this solution, because there are no collaboration plugins or tools available in WordPress. And not only this publisher, but there are so many publishers and content creators around the world who love WordPress, who love creating content with WordPress, but because they are not able to use the create the content collaboratively, they have to use other applications like Google Docs or Microsoft Word or Notions and other content creation applications, because they have collaboration features inbuilt. So that was the motivation to create Multicollab, so that we can democratizing the whole collaboration in WordPress.
Like to know the motivation behind this entire product. I think that's really motivational story, I would say. So my another question, which is a very interesting question, because a lot of people and a lot of users use multi-collab, but most of them have the same question in their mind. And we also receive this kind of question through our inquiry form as well. So just wanted to know over and all, is this collaboration feature, because we are talking more of the collaboration feature, so is this collaboration feature only for the enterprises?
No, that's a good question. And you're right that we have been getting this question a lot about whether this collaboration is only for designed or for the large teams or enterprises. I would say, see, when it comes to creating content in collaboration, we are talking about two different ways. One is where you invite other team, you create content to other team members, and Google Docs, if you have seen that, a lot of time, even now I use Google Docs just myself. Even I don't it's not it's sometimes, even if I'm not collaborating with someone, it's still very helpful for me to kind of just leave some notes while I'm creating a content, just leave some inline notes through the comments. And also, it's also a great way for me to, if I'm like making any edits or anything, sometimes I turn on the suggestion mode to see what changes I'm making on my original draft, right? So if it is, even if it's I'm a solo content creator, or if I have I'm working with a small team like 1 or 2 members, having an ability to leave notes, comments in line in the content, plus see if able to see all the edits done by me, or when I'm share my content with someone else, he or she can also if making any suggestions or edits, if I'm the ability to see that, I think it's a great productive way to create content. So it's not just the collaboration, but it's also productivity. It's also improve the productivity if we have the right kind of tool. So that's how I see that multi-collab, or just in general collaboration feature in WordPress. It's not just for the large teams or enterprises. It can also benefit small teams and the solo content creators.
Thanks, Anil. I think you addressed this question because that is very important question, and I must say, like, a lot of small team owners and having a small team, and even if we talk more about the content writer, independent content writer, so they also feel like probably this solution is not good for them, because if they are the single, like they are the alone who are working independently, probably they don't require it. But yeah, I think you address the question very well. So yeah, thanks a lot for the same.
Yeah, and also I would add into one more thing into that you are part of Multicollab team, and you are senior marketing executive in Multicollab team, and in your role you work with a lot of our content writers and our SEO team, and we also produce a lot of content on Multicollab blog as well. And you have experienced that yourself too, like that how when you collaborate with the, even like I would consider that as a very small team. Like your team is very small right now, maybe just 1 or 2 content writer and a couple of other external writers and an SEO, right? So within that small team, utilizing Multicollab during that has been something that you and I talked about that in our weekly update meetings as well, that how just leaving those ability to see the comments and just collaborate with the team is helpful. So I think that would be a perfect example, because we ourselves is a very small team when it comes to creating a content, and it has been helpful to you as well as the Multicollab team.
Yeah, that's true. I totally agree with you, because I experienced that, because earlier we were using the Google documentation, and it was quite difficult for us to, copying content from the Google documentation, then pasting to WordPress and having some modification. But yes, after using the Multicollab, yeah, I would say it's a peace of mind. We reduce the back and forth from the Google documentation to WordPress. So yeah, I agree. Still having a small team, we still have a peace of mind while reviewing the content and then after publishing from our website. So let us move to the next question. So as we know, like Matthias has just announced regarding the new roadmap for the Gutenberg Phase 3. So I would like to know what's your thoughts on that regarding this new roadmap which Matthias shared.
Yeah. No, I'm very excited that WordPress core team is now focusing on and started to work on bringing the collaboration in phase 3 of Gutenberg. Overall, when I read the roadmap, I see that there are a lot of different things that core team is going to focus as part of bringing in the collaboration in WordPress. So they talked about inline commenting, async communication, real-time collaboration, and they also talked about publishing workflows. So there are like really content revisions that we need to refresh or rethink how content revisions are being done right now. So all those things that is part of the roadmap, that all I think are the very well thought, and that is something that we need to think about when we build a collaboration in WordPress. And from my own experience, that within even Multicollab, when we were thinking about Multicollab, these are some of the elements that we also thought about, that how we will do the async communication, how we will do the inline commenting and content revisions, roles. There are all those different things that we thought about. I did actually share my thoughts as well with Matthias and on the channel about what are the other things that we also need to pay attention to when we build collaboration in WordPress. So one thing comes to my mind is notification, because that's one thing that I didn't see on the roadmap, but I think we should also pay attention to, because the moment content creators will start collaborating through WordPress, there will be a lot of different things that's happening. So right now, the biggest advantage of Google Doc is that the ability to get the email notification and some other kind of browser notification, or other ways where we notify the other collaborators, so that they can jump in and jump off on the right time. So email notification, admin notification. We have in Multicollab, we have also built Slack integration, so not getting notification through Slack. These are all the different ways where the remote teams and large teams and content creators, they communicate with each other. So we need to think about that, how we will actually design notification in WordPress. Second thing comes to my mind, which is attributing to the content creators and collaborators. So right now, if you look at the WordPress design, it's more like one author per post. So when you go to the post, right, you'll see probably it's like more like one author is creating a content and showcase as a feature as a publisher or writer or author. That need to change, because as people are creating content collaboratively, we need to find the right way to credit and feature all the contributors in the content as well. So maybe we need to think about how we can introduce multi-author multi-author interface or feature. That comes to my mind like as something that we need to pay attention to. And third area would be roles and permissions. So right now, we have like 2 or 3 roles, like contributor, editor, and author. But when we think about collaboration, then a lot of users will have the access to the content. So how we design the whole roles and permissions around collaboration is something that we also need to pay attention to. So everything that we already have on the roadmap, plus these 3 things, I would add that will be important, and we need to pay attention to. Apart from that, yeah, in general, like I'm very excited that the collaboration will come into the picture. And as I mentioned in the beginning, that that a lot of different apps, content creation apps like Notions and all, they have the collaboration inbuilt. And unfortunately, we don't have that in WordPress. So the moment collaboration comes into the picture, I think as a feature in the WordPress, it will increase the productivity and efficiency of content creation teams. And it will also put WordPress, as on the same level of the other content creation apps, because that's one thing that I'm sad about, that WordPress is such a beautiful content creation platform. There are so many great Gutenberg blocks, beautiful blocks, all that thing. But still, if you see, pretty much like 60 to 70% of the content creation is happening outside the WordPress. So people use other apps to create content, collaborate there, and then they just copy and paste the content in the WordPress and come for the publishing. And that's not, I think, a good use case of the WordPress. And if content draft, editing, collaboration, reviewing and publishing, if everything happens within the WordPress, content creation team, publishers or enterprises, they will be able to take full advantage of the WordPress workflow. And on the other side, for the WordPress, then we will be able to deliver the one unified experience to the entire for the content creation workflow. So I think those are the reasons why I think we need collaboration in WordPress right now.
Yeah, that's true. I agree, because what I feel is collaboration feature is definitely needed, because if we also see, there are a lot of news and publishing enterprises, they are using WordPress as their one of the backend, and that's a reason collaboration is very important when we are talking more about this Gutenberg Phase 3 roadmap. So, and yeah, it looks like this is going to be a revolution for the WordPress because of the when we talk more regarding this collaboration feature. Yeah, everyone is excited for this. So yeah, let's see like what exactly the WordPress would release in the Gutenberg Phase 3.
Yeah.
And then after, like, we all are looking forward to see what exactly they would include in this Gutenberg Phase 3.
Yeah. No, talking about the excitement, you made a good point that you recently were in WordCamp Asia, and you attended that, and you also presented Multicollab there. And I think you have the very first-hand experience of hearing the excitement and seeing the excitement and curiosity that WordPress community has about the collaboration, right? So yeah, I think it's right time. We need it now. People are excited about it, and I'm very excited that we have been working on this with Multicollab for the last few years, and now WordPress Core is also focusing on that. And it will be great to collaborate with WordPress Core team as well at some point to build and share our knowledge of WordPress to collaboration in WordPress. So yeah, I'm also excited about that. And in general, I'm excited about bringing in the collaboration in WordPress.
Yep, that's true, Anil. Yeah, thanks. And yeah, you also brought a very good point here regarding that WordCamp Asia. So yeah, I also wanted to ask you the another question, which was, I would say, the frequent question that we received while we were there. So people were asking us a lot, like a lot of people were asking the same question one by one, and their question was like, because we talk about the roadmap for the Gutenberg Phase 3, we are also talking about the collaboration feature, which is also going to include in this Gutenberg Phase 3. So people were asking us like, will Multicollab still continue with the same product once the Gutenberg Phase 3 is live for all the different audience?
Right. Yeah, no, that's a good question, and I think you are right that we get that question a lot as well. So this is what I would say, that if you look at the WordPress in general as a platform, right? There are so many. WordPress comes with a default free theme. WordPress also comes with a lot of different like default features. Despite that, there are so many different plugins that people build. Even for the page builders, if you see that now we have a Gutenberg, but there is still like so many page builders that are out there, and people use it. Just like on Android or iPhone phone as well, like you might have seen that it comes with free note taking app, and it also comes with a mail application, calendar applications, and all that thing. Despite that, there are still huge market for the calendar applications or mail applications or notes like Notions, and there are so many different kind of note taking applications which people use. So that's how I see that WordPress collaboration, but coming in WordPress is in general, it's a good thing because that will open up and allow a lot of people to try the collaboration. And what we are doing with Multicollab is a little bit more on the advanced level for the pro level, So we offer everything that a basic user needs, but we also have, and that's something that we are also planning to release all the basic features of the collaboration for free. So then they don't have to pay for it, but only there are some pro level support and some other pro level features. That is something where we see that will be a good fit for the pro users who needs a little bit more, and also not just more, but they also need technical support. They also need a strong technical team who can help them, through any customizations or things like that. Because in general, if you look at the WordPress as a software, it's huge, right? So if small thing, it will take very long time to come into the WordPress core, which is fine for the basic users, because they are fine to wait. But enterprises, I think, the time is money for them. So that's where we help solving that problem, that for the enterprises, we provide that level of support. We also provide that speed of deployment, so we can build the features that may come into the WordPress core maybe 2 years or 3 years later, something that we can do in 2 or 3 months because we are a small team, and we can actually make the impact and updates faster. So that's where I see that WordPress, even if these features comes into the WordPress core, there is still a really huge, like very big and profitable use case for Multicollab, productive and profitable use case for Multicollab for us as a business and the users.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with you. Now, let me ask you the another question, because again, I know like right now the Multicollab has a lot of features, and I think recently we also launched this beta version of real-time collaboration, which is again the part of the Multicollab. So I would like to know if you can share the next roadmap for the Multicollab, like what exactly, because we talk more about the Gutenberg Phase 3 roadmap, but I also wanted to know, and probably the audience would also like to know regarding the roadmap for the Multicollab, like what exactly in your pipeline that you are going to work or team will going to work for the Multicollab.
Yeah, so as of this recording, Multicollab, we have version 3.3. So with that, the commenting and suggestion is there. As the next roadmap, in the next few releases, we are planning to do more commenting and suggestion compatibilities. Right now, commenting and suggestion, they both works, but they still, like, there are so many other types of blocks and actions and the use cases where comment and suggestions are not being supported. So our number one goal is to make sure that commenting and suggestion, these two big features, they works in all the different types of blocks as well as all the different types of use cases. So that's our number one goal. And in the next few releases, that's something that we will be focusing on. On top of that, another big thing which you mentioned about the real-time editing, so when it comes to right now, the current Multicollab version only supports commenting and suggestion, but we don't have the real-time editing like Google Doc, where multiple users can edit a same piece of content at the same time. So that is a feature that our team has been working on for last 1 year, more than 1 year. And now we have a really good prototype and live demo that we recently shared and invited everyone to try it out. So as the next roadmap, the goal is to make that real-time co-editing a little bit more sound and solid and stable. And once we get that, my next goal is to integrate the real-time editing in Multicollab and offer that as a feature. So in the next few months, that's something that we can also, our users can expect, the real-time editing like Google Doc inside Multicollab. So then it will be a complete collaboration feature: real-time editing, commenting, and suggestion. Those are the three big pillars of the lot of different applications that we have, that we use collaboratively, right? So those are in terms of the features and the product roadmap. That's kind of like the goal we have. And then another thing we are also planning to do is to simplify our offering. So at this moment, we have 3 different plans. So we are planning to simplify our pricing and plan options. And try to offer as many features as possible under the free plan, so everyone can have access to collaboration feature in WordPress.
Yeah, that sounds interesting. It seems like you're planning a lot regarding to alignment of different strategy when it comes to different plans. And as you shared, like you are also planning to have features for free for the users, so it's more like people can use the Multicollab plugin, and then after they can take the advantage of the collaboration. So yeah, it seems interesting. So looking forward to see the next roadmap, and once it's going to be live and it's going to be beneficial for all the different users.
Absolutely, yeah, I'm also very excited about that. And we're talking about only a few more months. I think in next 3 to 6 months, all of these things that we talked about will be done and available for the users. So yeah, that was kind of like our next 3 to 6 month of roadmap and plan.
Great. No, thanks, Anil. Thanks again for your time today and sharing all the information regarding the Multicollab, the Gutenberg Phase 3. I think this is really helpful. And thanks again for your time.
Thanks, Kushal. I think it was great. As you mentioned, that this is our first interview series that we are doing on Multicollab. So yeah, it was great to discuss about some of those questions that you shared. And yeah, I think as a next plan, we are also planning to invite some other guests, and we'll interview them. Maybe at some point, it will be great to invite some of our lead engineers who are working on Multicollab, commenting suggestions and all those features, and invite them and hear their perspective as well. But yeah, I really enjoyed. Thanks for having me, and yeah, we'll wrap it up here.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Anil.